Welcome to Study Session 6, Types and Models of Groups in Guidance Program. Introduction. There are many models of groups in a guidance program, and they are classified from a variety of viewpoints, such as the nature of the problem to be tackled, the nature of social interaction, the range of group interest, the task to be performed. In this study session, you will examine different models of groups in a guidance program. Learning outcome. At the end of this study session, you should be able to explain the models of groups in a guidance program. Models of groups in a guidance program. Some of the group models include the following. 1. Guidance groups. 2. Counseling groups. 3. Encounter groups. 4. Marathon groups. 5. Psychodrama groups. 6. Sensitivity training groups. 7. Laboratory training. 8. Task group. 9. Confrontation group or attack group. 10. Case-centered group. 11. Classroom meetings. 12. Filling classes group. 1. Guidance group. Guidance group refers to any part of a guidance program that is conducted with groups or students rather than an individual pupil. Guidance groups are organized to prevent problems, that is, they are preventive in nature. The group members are most directly concerned with acquiring information, becoming oriented to new problems, planning and implementing student activities, and collecting data for educational and occupational decisions. The basic purpose of guidance groups is to provide information and data on education, vocational, personal, social matters which are not systematically taught in academic courses, thereby facilitating decision-making and behavior. The typical setting for guidance group is a classroom with about 20 to 25 pupils. The leadership can be provided by a teacher who makes use of a variety of instructional media and who determines the direction of the group and plans content. The duration of the group is predetermined by the nature of material to be discussed. 2. Counseling groups. Counseling group involves a situation where one counselor is involved in a relationship with a number of clients at the same time. Counseling groups involve a dynamic interpersonal process focusing on conscious thought and behavior and involving minimal personality reorganization. Members of this group are basically normal individuals with varying concerns. Leadership is provided by a counselor or therapist with extensive training in group procedures. Counseling group can be both remedial and preventive and usually contains 6 to 8 members. The predominant difference between group guidance and group counseling is in the number of clients served. Group counseling usually involves smaller members. 3. Encounter groups. Encounter groups emphasize personal growth and development of interpersonal communication and relationship through expanding awareness, exploration of intrapsychic and interpersonal issues, release of dysfunctional inhibitions, and exploration of feelings. The method used is mainly a verbal expression of feelings and perception. Other methods may also include relation, sensory awareness, exercises, yoga, psychodrama, and fantasy games. 4. Marathon groups. Marathon groups meet in several continuous hours in saturation sessions, which may last from 14 to 48 hours. Members must remain in the group at all times. Routine therapeutic procedures, techniques, or games are usually eliminated and more attention focused upon the massing of immediate feelings and tensions which accumulates the longer the group is in session. Meeting for several continuous hours in saturation sessions provide members opportunities to explore their views of themselves and others, their relationship with significant others, typical ways of reacting to threat, disagreement, and prejudice. It is assumed that the uninterrupted process lowers the individual's defense mechanism and enables him to interact truthfully, authentically, and transparently. By confronting and challenging, yet accepting each other, members strive to develop open, authentic, self-responsible behavior. Marathon groups usually consist of 12 members. 5. Psychodrama group. A psychodramatic group is one which members act out each other's problems in various ways in order to clarify, delineate, and understand particular internal or external role conflicts. Group members engage in role-playing or psychodramatic exercises so that members can act out feared emotions or blocked behaviors. Group members can sometimes benefit by watching another group member act out a feeling of anger or depression. It usually consists of 5 to 15 members. 6. Sensitivity training groups. This is a generic term that originally referred to the small group training conducted by the National Training Laboratories, NTL. Primary focus is on members' intrapersonal and interpersonal behaviors. Attention is paid to group roles and processes only as these illuminate personal dynamic. Outcomes include clarifications of life values, increased sensitivity to and acceptance of self and others, and overall improvement in personal adequacy. Sensitivity training currently is used as a term that subsumes all small group training approaches. 7. Laboratory training. It refers to an educational method emphasizing experience-based learning activities, facilitate behavioral changes, and to improve and enhance interpersonal relationship skills through interaction with others. Leadership training may be involved. T groups may also focus on intra-group conflicts. Members are self-directed to learn group skills. Attention is usually focused on self-disclosure and feedback here and now interaction patterns and behavioral styles of members. The leader determines the direction of group according to perceived members' needs. Membership ranges between 8 and 12. The term sensitivity training is sometimes applied to variations of T groups. Other terms associated with T groups are truth laboratories, personal growth groups, human potential groups, self-awareness groups, encounter groups, confrontation groups, and marathon groups. 8. Task group. This group is established to solve an assigned problem or to examine a question or problem and make recommendations or take action. Leadership may be brought in from outside or elected from within the group. Length of session and size of group will depend on the task to be completed. Task group is normally given a time limit to complete its assigned task. 9. Confrontation group or attack group. This group involves a brief intense encounter involving straightforward statements and attacks by participants with serious emotional intensity. This group is usually employed in interracial rap sessions or encounters. 10. Case-Centered Group. This is a group where members take turns in presenting individual concerns or problems for the group's feedback, support, and help. 11. Classroom meetings. Example of this is the discussion groups that take place in schools for humanizing and improving education. There are 3 types of classroom meetings: open-ended meeting, social problem-solving meetings, educational diagnostic meetings. 12. Filling classes group. This kind of group facilitates the effective development of students. Students learn how to express different kinds of feelings in a way that is not harmful to themselves and others. Other models of group include therapy groups, human resource groups, common problems group, transactional group, and so on. Summary of study session. In this study session, you have learned the 1. Types of group models in a guidance program, and the other helping professionals. These groups include guidance, counseling, encounter, marathon, psychodrama, sensitivity training groups, and so on. 2. They vary according to the nature of problem or concern, nature of special interaction, range of group interest, and the tasks to be performed. This is the end of study session 6. Thanks for listening.